Well, good morning there, friends. Hey, it is Melanie Mitro, and we are live here on my Melanie Mitro Facebook page for our Business Tip Tuesday. You guys know this is always my favorite day of the week. It is the day I do my podcast to Women Inspiring Women. So make sure that you check it out, and you may be listening to this on the Women Inspiring Women. So make sure you check out my Facebook page as well. It is Melanie Mitro, and I love what I do. And I love to just share business training with other people out there that are building businesses too. So wherever you're from, drop me a comment. I want to know where you are listening in at right now. Hi, Anna. Good morning. So today I want to talk a little bit about taking an inventory on your business. You know, this conversation that what we're going to talk today about actually came out of a live video I listened to yesterday. A few things of the way I have been feeling lately about my business and just feedback that I get from members of my team. So we're going to talk about taking an audit of your business, and we're going to talk about making sure we're productive, and I'm going to give you tips for being productive. All right, good morning, Key West, Florida. I bet it's beautiful there. Cleveland, Ohio. Ashland, welcome. Colorado Springs, welcome. Indian Harbor, welcome. Okay, so let's chat. So number one, when we start building a business, the first thing that we have to do as business owners is become confident in our products and programs, the services that we provide, right, to the people around us. And so that requires us to be students, to be learners, to take in information. And so I want to just share with you, when I started my business, right, so 7 years ago, I was raising Land and Embrace, and I still am obviously raising them, but they were 6 months, 2.5. I had about 25 pounds left to lose in my fitness journey. I was stay-at-home mom, right? So this was my full-time gig, taking care of the kids, the laundry, the dishes, just keeping the kids happy and napped and fed and changed, right? All of that good stuff. And then I added this level of a business on top of it. So it sort of like threw a little bit of chaos into there. Incredibly passionate about what I do and wanted to be the best, mentor that I could be in my business, which meant that every waking moment that I was awake, I was learning. And I stopped listening to the radio. I stopped watching TV. And when I was in the car, I was listening to podcasts or YouTube videos or weekly training calls from my organization. And when there was a quiet moment and the kids were playing nicely or they were taking a nap, I was on my computer taking action. And the one thing I can say I was really good at is I was never a collector of information, and I never felt that I needed to have all of the details before I could launch my business. I just did it. And then as I needed to find an answer to a question, I would go and research it. I would YouTube it. I would go to our FAQs in our online office. I would ask my upline. I would post in the team page, but I sort of just was winging each step of the journey. Now, I know that all of you aren't like that. I know that some of you out there really need to have the facts, and you have to know exactly what you almost need to know the outcome, and you don't want to fail, and you feel like if you have knowledge, then you can start. And so you actually don't start your business until you know everything. And what I want to tell you is you are actually doing yourself a huge disservice. You are not even building a business at this point, right? You are just going to college. You're just taking a class and you are just throwing money out the door. So how do we begin to take an audit on whether or not we're doing this? I want you to get out a sheet of paper and I want you to say to yourself, what training calls am I getting on every single week? Is it a national call? Is it a team call? Is it a personally sponsored call? Is it a new coach training call? What are you doing? Where are you spending your time? Every single time a live video pops up and somebody's doing a training, are you listening to it? And say to yourself, if I have 12 hours allotted each and every week to work my business, am I spending 7 of those hours or more on training? And then the other time I'm spending scrolling and looking at people's Insta stories and getting ideas and trying to figure out how to be creative or managing the 2 customers that you might have already and you're not out there growing and seeking to expand. Well, then you are not being productive. How do we figure out how to stay in that productive mode? Well, number one, if you don't know what calls you should be listening to, ask your upline. And then if you don't have an upline that's active, I'm going to tell you, I read the title. I read the titles and I say to myself, does this apply to me right now? Number one, our national wake up calls, I don't listen to them live because number one, it's 11 o'clock. My kids, it's like the witching hour here. Everybody's playing. It's not the time to sit and listen to a call. But I can listen to the recording when I'm cooking dinner. I can listen to it while I'm curling my hair, putting on my makeup, or doing laundry. I put my earbuds in. I put my phone in my back pocket. And I will listen to the calls. I can fast forward through all the announcements, and I can get to just the meat of the call. All right? Same thing with training calls. If it's something that doesn't pertain to me, I don't listen to it right away. The car, perfect time. Driving, or just hanging out around the house, like those are my times to listen. If it's a business building time, like if you're supposed to be doing your power hour right now, get off of this live recording and finish your power hour because your kids are going to wake up from a nap, or you're going to have to, run kids to soccer practice, and you need to be productive and you have to be building an actual business. If you want results, if you want the buy-in of people around you, your spouse, your significant other, if you want to pay your bills, you have to stop doing all of this training and start taking the action. The training should be strategically fit in when you can't be on your computer or you can't be sending messages or invitations, all right? That's entirely up to you. I pick and choose. I tell my team, listen to this, don't listen to this. Keep your blinders on, just focus on the new coach training, or just focus on, the champions page, or I'll tell them what I think is the most important things to participate in. Now, let's take it a step further. So once we say to ourselves, all right, I know I'm wasting time, how do I course correct that? So one of the things that I do is before I go to bed at night, I've shared this in previous podcast episodes, I make my to-do list. I've got my list. What are the activities that are giving me the best return on my investment? I know what my goal is for the week. I know that I want to get 10 new people signed up, right? I know that I'm going to be kicking off my new group next Monday, so I want to have a certain number of people in there. I make sure that my posts are related to the calls to action or what I want people to do, that I'm getting people to fill out a poll on my Instagram stories, or I'm getting them to drop a comment underneath of a Facebook post. And I am not just creating content, but the content is created for a purpose. And the purpose is to get engagement, when I say engagement, it is engagement with people that I would want to be friends with. It is engagement with people that I would want in my business. And how do I find those people? By putting out relevant content with relevant hashtags consistently, daily, over time. And then I don't just let that sit there. I work off of that. I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. So last night I did on my Instagram stories, I did a series and I talked about my summer launch group. And for me, I'm in the health and fitness business. So I talked about the fact that I'm launching this brand new program. It's starting on Monday, 4 days a week for your fitness and nutrition. Flexible meal plan, especially since it's easy to get off track in the summer times. This comes at the perfect time. It allows people to take control back of their nutrition, have a group, a community to stay accountable with. And then I said, if you want more information, swipe up to join, or you can visit my bio to fill out an application. Then the next 3 series of Insta stories were testimonials from people that had achieved results. On the 3rd testimonial was a poll option. And on the poll option, it said, are you ready to start your journey with me? Yes and absolutely. Or it said yes and sign me up. I never give people the option to say no. All right. Now, this morning when I woke up and I was like, okay, time to be productive. It is my power hour of business building. I went back to that Insta story and I looked at the people that filled out the poll. I went through each one of those people. I looked at their Instagram. Would they be somebody I'd want to connect with? Yes. I liked a couple of their photos. I made sure that I followed them. I sent them a private message. And so that's an invitation. I invited them. I was like, hey, I saw you filled out my poll. I would love to support you in your fitness journey. Can you fill out this application? It'll help me get some information about you, and I can give you all the details of the group. Thank you so much. Done. Right? Went down through, I did all of those. There was like 8 on one side and 10 on the other. So there was 18 invitations to people in my cold market that I didn't know before that are following my stories. And so now I've connected with them. And so I take those people, I add them to my Google Streak with their Instagram handle. I wait for them to kind of fill out that application. And if not, I follow up with them in the next 24 to 48 hours. I'm adding new friends. I'm commenting on their stuff. I'm starting conversations. That's productive business building. Posting with a purpose. That's productive business building. Thinking of ways to continually bring new people into your scope of influence. That's what your time in your business should look like. If you're creating content that has no meaning, that has no purpose, that doesn't have a call to action, or, maybe you do a post that's sheerly engagement. Like maybe you put up a post and you say, like, what are the best summer programs to send my kids to school for? Like looking for a summer enrichment program, or looking for the best books for, a 7-year-old boy that they can read that are fun. And then on your page, you're getting people to comment. What are you doing? You're going back down through, you're interacting, you're having a conversation, you're sending somebody a private message and saying, hey, where's the cheapest place to buy these books? Or did you like that program? Then you're sending friend requests if there are people you don't know. Sometimes you're just doing life and you're just asking questions. Sometimes you're asking people if they want to join a group with you or they want to be a part of your team. But every single day, there is a purpose and there is a plan, because you are building an online social media business and it is always strategic. Now, it's easy to get caught up in all the fancy schmancy sort of ways that you can track your business. But look, guys, it's a piece of computer paper. These were Monday's post and these are Tuesday's post. I just sat down and said, my goal for this week is 10 new people. Here will be the kinds of posts I do to help me get to that number. All right, so that is what I do. So guys, I hope that the examples for the invitations helps. When it comes to connecting with somebody, that's the last thing I'm going to leave you with, the connection part of it. Find people that you're like, go on to Facebook or go on to Instagram and search hashtags locally. Do your kids go to preschool somewhere? Do your kids go to a certain school district? Do you live in a certain neighborhood? Are there Facebook groups for your neighborhood? Are there like garage sale or swap shop groups for your area? Are there fitness groups? Are there, moms and multiples or, homeschooling, whatever, whoever you are, find groups that you can be a part of, that you genuinely can be a professional friend maker. You can actually make friends, people that you would want to have over for coffee at your house, and friend request them and just be genuine. And when they start to interact with your post, or if they ever give you an inkling of like, hey, I'm kind of looking for something to help me get 10 pounds off, there's your invitation. So you're always open to the idea, but you just don't want people to feel like, oh, she's just trying to sell me. So be a professional friend maker. Make friends, interact with people, carve out at least an hour a day to do these activities every single day. If you want to supercharge it, do it twice a day, all right? But this is what builds your business. If you want to know what I spent my time on, how I got started, it was not the pretty stuff. It was this. It was growing my contact list, creating engaging posts, and then working from that list to try to get people to join me, to successfully get people to join me, all right? All right, guys. Was this helpful? I always like to hear your feedback. I always like to know if this was helpful. So what do I want you to do from today? Number one, I want you to do an audit. Where are you spending your time? What are you spending it on? Are you collecting too much information? Put a stop to it. Number two, what's your goal for the week ahead, the next 7 days? Make your little plan. What are you going to post? Then number three, I think I'm on number three, you're going to block out your business time and you're going to make sure that you are strategically only focused on business building activities. Lastly, if you don't get everything done in that hour block of time that you've set out, then you just move it to the next part of the day. That's how you want to build your business. It's summertime, kids are off school, our routine is like shot to shit, but that's okay. We can still continue to grow our organizations and our businesses amidst the chaos, whether you have young children or children that are school age, okay? All right, I love that you guys tune in. I am so appreciative that you follow me. If you follow my podcast and you listen to it, the Women Inspiring Women podcast, do me a favor, write me a review, because that helps helps, other people find it. And then if you tag a screenshot of my podcast that you're listening to it on your Instagram stories, this week I'm going to do a little giveaway, and I'm going to give away a special gift for one special person that tags me on their story. So I will do that on Friday. So thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and have a wonderful day. See you guys later. Bye, everybody.